Straight ahead on the Valley today, hot car crisis. A toddler is dead after a hot car became a death trap.
Plus, a grass fire out of control does some serious damage. But first, an 18-year-old Moorhead man is in the Clay County Jail this morning, accused of intentionally killing a woman in a head-on crash in Watertown, South Dakota 2 years ago. First-degree premeditated murder charges have now been filed against this person, 18-year-old Gage Stevenson, who is awaiting extradition to South Dakota. The investigators say he intentionally crossed that center line on a highway and hit a car driven by 43-year-old Dawn Meyer, who was on her way to work. A crash reconstruction investigation showed Stevenson was traveling at more than 100 miles an hour at the time, and he was trying to take his own life. Stevenson was seriously injured in that crash. He was arrested Tuesday in Moorhead. Police say one of two twin 3-year-old boys found locked in a hot vehicle in Hibbing, Minnesota has died. And neighbors joined police in a search for the twins when the boys were reported missing on Monday night. About an hour later, someone found them locked inside a vehicle near a home. Officers broke the vehicle's window to get the children out. Both boys were unresponsive at the time due to extreme heat. The surviving twin has now been released from the hospital. Police do not suspect foul play, but investigators are considering charges. New this morning, 2 buildings are destroyed along with a car after a grass fire near Fertile, Minnesota. The Polk County Sheriff's Office says it started around 5 last night at a home just outside of town. A power pole was also destroyed in that fire. There's no word on the full extent of damages right now, though. The cause is still under investigation. Members of a Lutheran church in Nimrod, Minnesota, they're praying they get their things back after someone broke into the building. The Wadena County Sheriff's Department learned of that burglary and vandalism this past Saturday. There was no sign of forced entry, but the church is missing multiple items. If you have any information on the burglary, you can remain anonymous. Just urge to call police. It is 6:51 on this Thursday morning, and it almost feels like we have changed the calendar when you step outside. Is it September, Lisa?
Well, it's feeling like September weather, at least, coming up here for today and especially tonight. We've got a little touch of fall in the air coming up here with this latest cold front that moved through. We're seeing some dry, cooler air moving in here this morning and continuing through the day. It's going to be on a northwesterly wind, breezy conditions as well, but sunny here for your Thursday. And tonight, a crisp night ahead. It will certainly feel like we are dipping into fall, at least early fall here coming up. We'll take a look at your temperatures in just a second, but beautiful out there this morning. Lots of sunshine in Fargo on our Luther Family Ford Skycam, and just about everybody seeing plenty of sun here today. It's 61 degrees in Fargo. Grand Forks is at 58. We're at 58 as well in Jamestown, 59 in Fergus Falls, and in Devils Lake 56 degrees. So is Bemidji. The wind right now in Fergus Falls in Devils Lake is at 17 miles per hour. That's a steady speed. So the wind picking up here as we work our way through the morning, and we'll continue to do so through the day. So we've had another front move through, even some showers moving through with it. Those are departing the valley, and we're looking at clearing skies or skies that are clear and have been for some time. And temperatures are going to rise with that sunshine here today. We're looking at some low to mid 70s in the south. But if you're in the northern valley, you may be stuck in the 60s all day long with sunny skies and a strong northwesterly breeze. Here's a look at our steady winds. In the 20s out of the northwest as we head into the afternoon. So let's take a closer look at what we can expect as we make our way through the day. This morning, not so strong, but we'll start to see some gusts more into the 20s. And then by noon, some gusts into the 30s. And then into the afternoon and evening, that northwesterly wind may get up as high as 40 miles per hour. So we've had a couple of breezy days. Today might be a little more breezy than yesterday with those gusts picking up a bit here and driving in that cooler air. Just in time for the late night hours, we'll watch that wind ease up. That plus dry air plus clear skies will lead to those temperatures really dropping. So tomorrow morning for your Friday, we'll see temperatures in the southern valley, some of us hanging on to some 50s, but there will be a lot of places down into the 40s to start your Friday. So feeling a little cool, you might be cranking that heater in your car, and temperatures will warm up pretty quickly after that. One of those days where you're starting with heat and then driving home, you're turning on that air conditioner again, and you'll want it this weekend right back into some summertime temperatures. 80s return just in time for the weekend, and chances for rain coming up for next week. Sounds great. Looking forward to the rain.
hopefully that stays in the forecast.
Yes.
Thank you, Lisa.
People with compromised immune systems may soon be able to receive a COVID-19 booster shot, and we could get word of the change as early as today.
Sources familiar with the plan say the FDA is expected to amend the emergency use authorizations for the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines to allow a third booster dose for certain immunocompromised people. Meanwhile, fallout continues after the Fargo School Board's decision to require masks for the upcoming school year.
Hundreds of comments are flooding our Facebook page, and we're hearing from people on both sides of that issue. Board member of Fargo Public Schools, Dr. Tracy Newman, says the decision was based on data and science, and they have always followed recommendations of public health officials. But parents are questioning how that recommendation has turned into a universal mandate. One of those parents is Katie Stensgaard, who says while she doesn't know what she's going to do with her 4 children yet, they will not be returning to Fargo schools.
Like, if you want to send your kids in a mask, like, that's great. I think you should have that right. But I think parents should also have the right to say, no, like, I've done my own research.
An area homeschooling group is holding an event tonight for those unhappy with the district.
Other parents tell Valley News Live that their kids will simply defy the rules and not wear masks come the first day of school. Fargo Public Schools was not able to provide someone to talk with us yesterday. Police want you to know about the high-risk sex offender now living in Fargo. Tyree Gardner is living at 1122 2nd Avenue South.
He was convicted of gross sexual imposition in 2012 in Burleigh County. His victim was a girl under the age of 15. The leader of the Army Corps of Engineers will be in the Metro reviewing work on the FM diversion today. The Lieutenant General and Commanding General, along with Senator John Hoeven, will look over what's done of that 30-mile diversion.
It's a major project for them, and the first using a public-private partnership for funding. The diversion hopes to reduce the flood risk to more than 200,000 people in the Metro and 70 square miles of infrastructure. Here's a traffic alert for people driving in Fargo over the next week. Starting today, southbound 25th Street South will be reduced to 1 lane between 30th and 32nd Avenues.
It's for some underground utility work and expected to be in place for up to 1 week.
Fargo Moorhead Pride Week is here, and it's not just about the parades and the parties. It's about life and love with diversity and the LGBTQ community.
And the Valley Today's Brian Sherrod. He joins us live with what to expect this weekend. Good morning, Brian.
And good morning, Jordan and Lisa. You know, we're ready, and Katrina's ready with me as well. We're talking about how we have a special guest, Alexis Mateo, who's coming from RuPaul's Drag Race. And, you know, Katrina, I'm a huge fan of her. She just did so well in her seasons. I guess, how excited should we be that she's making her way to Fargo?
Well, we try to get a famous drag queen every year, and this year we really hit it out of the park. So we're really excited to have her, and it's going to be great.
So, of course, getting ready for this big, huge party, what should we expect?
Well, you should expect a lot of partying, a lot of dancing. We have DJ Joyride, who's going to be providing our dance music after the show. So that's going to be great. We have a VIP area this year with its own dedicated beer tender and own dedicated bathroom and seating area. So I'd really splurge for the $40 for the VIP area if you can. I'm going to be hosting that area wearing my lovely non-binary flag. So yeah, it's going to be awesome, and everyone should come.
So I know we're talking about how it's good to have the parties and the parades, but also it's about living life and acceptance. How important is it to be able to provide this to everyone?
Oh, it's super important. Everyone has the right to be who they are. Everyone has the right to love who they love. And that's what this is about. It's about celebrating who we are and saying to the rest of the world, we're here and we're never going away.
Like that. For a lot of people, this might be their very first Pride ever. What should they expect?
They should expect just a lot of activity. It's kind of an exhausting weekend, but a good kind of exhausting. So just be prepared to take a nap on Monday.
Especially we have so many great events happening over a 4-day span.
Yes, absolutely. Not just Saturday night, but we have a full night tonight, Thursday. And then Friday night, we have a full night. Saturday is our big day with Pride in the Park and the block party. And then Sunday, we have 4 events. It's going to be awesome.
So excited. Of course, thank you for being here with me this morning. And all the events that me and Katrina just mentioned can be found on valleynewslive.com. Jordan, Lisa, we're going to toss it back to you.
Brian Sherrod reporting live for us this morning. Thank you.
Pepsi and Sam Adams Beer Company are teaming up to create an alcoholic version of Mountain Dew. Boston Beer will develop and produce the drink called Hard Mountain Dew.
Hard Mountain Dew will belong to the flavored malt beverage category and will contain 5% alcohol by volume. The beverage is expected to hit shelves in early 2022.
A baseball diamond in an iconic Iowa cornfield is about to become the scene of a real Major League game. A new Field of Dreams near the one depicted in the 1989 Kevin Costner movie. It's been wrapped with some temporary grandstands. Tomorrow, the Chicago White Sox and New York Yankees will make baseball history when they take the field.
The movie location that put Dyersville, Iowa on the map for sports fans will host MLB's first ever game in the state. The Sox and Yankees will walk through the cornfield onto the field just like they did in the movie. And, of course, Kevin Costner will be there. He is throwing out the first pitch.
If you build it, they will come. Let's get the answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. That question today is, with kids going back to school, 28% of parents are looking forward to this.
I feel like this was a trick question because I totally didn't see this coming either. But the answer, packing their lunches for school.
Who likes that?
I was at the grocery store yesterday and I was like, oh, looking at the snacks. Pretty soon I'm going to have to pack daily snacks.
Yeah, it's just one extra thing to do. Oh, well. The Today Show at CBS This Morning, it's just about to start. But the Valley today, it rolls on. More live up-to-the-minute news and weather on the Fargo CW.